Good afternoon, readers. Today I'm going to talk to you about something that's very important for you to think about as you read. We're going to talk about inferences. What is an inference? That's where we're going to start. As you're reading, an inference would be using clues from the text or the words that you read and using what you already know. Remember what we call what you already know? Oh, that's right. That's my schema. So when you use clues from the text, what you're reading, and you use your schema or what you already know, what's that in that file cabinet, you will be able to figure things out in the text that are not given to you exactly. For example, when you're reading about a character in a book, it might give you some clues but not tell you exactly how old the person is. Maybe they would say Charlie was a young boy. He went to school and learned arithmetic and spelling. He went out to play on the playground. And he was able to walk home from school. You could inference several things about that character. You could inference that he's probably in elementary school, if you were thinking about what his age is. Because elementary school focuses a lot on math and on spelling. You might also think, well, I bet he's in an older grade, maybe not first or second grade, but maybe third grade and above, because he was able to walk to and from school, and most parents would not let their child walk to and from school if they were too young. You might not be able to know Charlie's exact age by reading that passage, but you would have a good idea that he's probably very similar to your age and very close to your age. If it didn't tell you where Charlie lived, you could also possibly assume that he lived in a city, in a big city. Because sometimes in big cities, people walk to and from school. If they go to a school near where they live, they could use their city's system of sidewalks and things like that. In my mind, I picture Charlie living in New York or in Boston or an area like that. Maybe if you read more, you'd find out where he really lived. That is just an example. I want to focus on one thing, though. An inference is not a guess. Okay? A guess is something that you purely think up on your own and you don't use any of your background information. You don't use what you've read, those clues, and you don't use what you've already known. A guess is just purely like throwing a dart in the middle of a map and seeing where it lands. Now, this is an activity to help you really connect to an inference. I'm going to show you a series of items, and I want you to use your inferencing skills and what you already know, and the text will be my words, to figure out what the person who owns these things might do for a living, like what their job might be. Here's the first one. You see here some hair color, a hair product, you see a curling iron, you see a comb and some scissors. Write down on a piece of paper that you have lying around your house what you think this person's job might be. This is the easy one. So write that down on a piece of paper. Now, here are another set of clues on a separate person. What do you think this person's job is? We have work gloves and work boots. We have a tool that you would use outdoors. We have a piece of cotton off of a cotton plant, and we have a tractor. Now, please note that these items are not true to size. But if someone was in possession, wearing, or driving, or having any of these items, what might their job be? Be very specific when you write your answer down, and we'll see who gets the closest. So right now you have a piece of paper, and you have written down 2 different types of jobs. You'll keep that in your folder tomorrow until I ask for it. Be sure not to show anyone your answers because you want to keep your answers private and to yourself. Now, I guess we need to give you the secret password. Once you hear the secret password, write it down on a scratch piece of paper. Please put your name on it, and you'll wad it up and throw it in the bucket. Our life skill of common sense would tell us we probably should not put this on the same page as our answers, because we're going to keep that in our folder. I trust that you will use good common sense when figuring out what to do. Now, let's move on to the secret word. The secret word is hanger. And I hope you'll remember to bring in your hangers this week, and that's why this is the secret word. Have an excellent night.